So Doc gets by the bad guys, gets friend to shoot, and he's not afraid to get shot and killed. But Claire doesn't want him to risk his life, so she agrees to dance with the guy, and um, um, and this has happened after Monty saves Doc's life from being shot and preventing his death. So, yay, Doc's going to live. No, that happens a little after the other thing. It's the other way around. So, Marty gets challenged to a Western standoff, and he says yes. And this is because she called him a yellow belly, and he can't just say no when everyone calls him a chicken or a cow with a yellow belly. And that's the problem with Marty's character, which this what I like about this really does change. This movie does, for the film, does change his character a bit, in a good way, not in a middle finger way. Like you gain the middle finger. Like he says, "Fuck you! You like this character? Well, you get the finger." And so anyway, Doc explains you can't just lose your temper when everyone calls you a chicken and says just to a fight, and that's what affects you. This is the reason why it affected you. Why it had a negative effect on your future. And Mike says, "What are you talking about, Doc? What's wrong with my future? We all have to make choices, Marty, that can affect our future." And that's his way. Is he not? So anyway, the sleepover. Well, Marty sleeps over. Doc goes to tell Claire that he's leaving, and he can't tell her why. And then she says, "You love me, you'll tell me the truth." And he does, and she doesn't believe him. All you could just tell me the truth that you don't love me is never want to see you again. But that's not true. That's not the truth. So and Doc goes to the bar and asks for whiskey and basically completely loses it and tells this guy everything about the future. And he does it all night. He's in the morning, and they're wondering how many drinks has he have. That's his first one. He hasn't even drinking it. So they're thinking that he's nuts. And anyway, Mai wakes up and finds Doc at the bar, and that he has got to come back to the future. And the guy pulls his back actually, and he pulls his back together, and then he actually takes a drink of the whiskey and he passes out. And Marty asks, "How many has he had?" "That was just one." "Just one?" So he says, "Give me some coffee," and so he gives coffee, and it's not working. He says, you're going to need something stronger than coffee for him to wake up," and says, "We're going to make wake up juice," which has all this pickled juice and hot sauce and a bunch of other strange stuff. So so he puts it down, Doc's throat, and tells Mike to take a step back when it works, and it instantly wakes Doc up, and he goes to get water out, and he's out again because, well, that was just a shock, because they explain how that was just a shock. That it's going to take a little longer for that to work. So the bad guy comes at the bar and asks if he's like, if he's come out here, or he's too scared, and so oh, water. I put water there. So where was I? Oh yeah. So he forfeits it, and the bad guy didn't know what forcing his game was playing with means should win without a fight. And he doesn't accept that, and he just like keeps on telling him to come out, and calls him a coward. And the peanut bar calling that, and his one of his ancestors came in the bar, and he doesn't think he should like take on the fight. And Mike just says, as Doc keeps tries the cue and trying to wake Doc up, Mike just says, "He's an asshole. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care what he says." So this really shows some serious character growth as Marty as a character. And so Doc is up, and they're shooting, and they got Doc, and Marty goes and out there and thought about suddenly like men with a fist fight, and the bad guy says she's not wrong, and she shoots Mike, but Mike was wearing something blowing a bolt. He made a bulletproof vest out of a safe door. Safe. I think it is. I don't. Anyway, so Mike punches him, and he lands in shit, and the bad guy gets arrested, and his other gangs run away because he's he think he's going to get arrested, and Marty and Doc hop on the horses and to catch the train and get in the time machine, and Claire's following them because she finds out that he was telling the truth, because she found out that he was so heartbroken over her. And finally, so they take the train and they speed up the train, and Claire hops on the train as they're speeding it up. So she gets Doc's attention, and Doc's like so happy and says, "We're just going to have to take her with us." Early in the film, he said he wasn't good. He said it's very unsafe for the timeline to do that. Now he's just like saying, "Screw the timeline. I want to be happy," which is nice. The escape on the hoverboard, and Mike goes back in time to 1985 and sees that everything's returned to normal. His father is alive. Well, Back to the Future 1 ending a normal. And his girl's still on the porch sleeping there, and wakes her up, and he has all this cowboy gear on, and he is challenged to a race by these bullies, and he doesn't do it, and outsmarts them, like making him think like he's actually going to do it after they call them chicken. So the kind of teases you that has a learning thing, but he actually has. Marty and his girlfriend really sad that Doc's not come back, and he comes back and makes a time machine out of train and makes it run, and says how it runs on steam, and he shows Doc the family, his two sons, and he says, "I know you met Claire," and Claire says, "Hi, my." His girlfriend, Mai's girlfriend, says she brought a piece of paper from the future, but it's blank now. Of course it's blank. The future hasn't been written yet. You can make it whatever you want to be, so make it a good one. And that's the end. The train flies off and to the credits, and that's the Back to the Future Part 3.